on that VirtualBox.org portal in your favorite. I have already downloaded VirtualBox, so I'm gonna skip that part. Same way, if you want to install CentOS 7 operating system on this VirtualBox, here you can see multiple CentOS 7 ISO images are available. I'll go ahead and download the DVD version. The size would be around 4.4 GB. You can go ahead and download the ISO image file. We have downloaded VirtualBox and CentOS 7 image in download folder. Now I'm gonna go ahead and install VirtualBox on this laptop. To install VirtualBox, you can double click on this installer file. Here click on next. I'll leave it as default. Next, next, yes, and click on install. The installation might take 1 or 2 minutes depending on your system performance. Finish. Once VirtualBox installation is done, you can see one VirtualBox icon on your desktop. Double click on the icon to launch VirtualBox. Now click on New to install a new operating system on it. I'll install CentOS 7 on this VirtualBox. I'll provide one machine name. My machine name will be Linux 01. Machine folder will be default. Here I'm going to install CentOS 7 operating system. CentOS 7 is Linux type, so I'll choose Linux. If you want to install Windows 7 or other operating system on it, you can select your operating system type here. Then next option is version. I'm gonna install CentOS 7 operating system, and that is 64-bit. So my operating system version will be Linux 3.x 64-bit. Click on next. Here you need to allocate some memory to your machine. By default it will take 1 GB memory. If you want, you can increase the size. I will change it as per my requirement. Click on next. Now create a hard disk. By default or recommended size for a hard disk is 8 GB. Create a virtual disk now. You need to choose a file type. You can leave it the default one, VDI. In this next screen you can see two options. One is dynamically allocated disk size and another is fixed size. If you click on fixed size, your disk size will be 8 GB only. I will select dynamically allocated size. Click on next. Just verify the setup is okay, and finally click on create. Now your machine basic setup is done. Now click on settings. Go to storage. So I'll click on disk file. I have already downloaded my ISO image in download folder. So I'll browse to that path and click on the ISO image. Click on open. Finally click on OK. Now your Linux machine configuration is done. You need to start the machine to go ahead with the installation. Let's start. In this first screen you can see install CentOS 7 and paste this media and install CentOS 7. I don't want to test the media. I just go ahead with the installation. Hit enter. need to do some additional setup, date and time. I'm based in India, so I'll leave it as default, Asia, Kolkata. Today is 17th July. Done. Language support, English India. Installation source is local media, that is my ISO image. Okay. Installation destination. So here you need to select your virtual hard disk drive, which is 8 GB disk right now. I'll select this drive. Done. Network and host name. So network is right now it is disconnected. You can select it on, that is connected. By default it will take DHCP IP address. My machine host name is Linux 01. Apply. One more setup we need to do here, software selection. Yes, environment will be server with GUI and rest it as default. Done. Alright, I'm done with the installation setup. Now click on begin installation. Installation has started. Meanwhile, we can set up a root password and create a user. This installation might take 20 to 30 minutes, so be patient. Alright guys, our CentOS installation is successfully completed. Now we need to go ahead and reboot this machine. Before you log into that machine, you need to accept the license agreement. Click here. Check this I accept the license agreement box and click on done. Finally, click on finish configuration. Here you go. You can see that our installation is successfully completed, and now I can see that login prompt. Let's log into this machine. And finally I am able to log into this machine. So that's all for today guys. Thank you for watching.